A nation gripped. The disappearance of Caylee Anthony. It was a case that shook America. In 2008, 2-year-old Caylee Anthony vanished from her Florida home. Her mother, Caylee Anthony, became the prime suspect. The nation watched, transfixed, as the case unfolded. For weeks, Caylee's whereabouts were a mystery. The evidence against Caylee mounted. She had lied to police, and her behavior seemed suspicious. The trial was a media frenzy. Prosecutors painted Caylee as a callous party girl who had murdered her daughter to live a carefree life. The defense argued that Caylee had accidentally drowned, and Caylee panicked. The jury's verdict shocked the world, not guilty of murder. The acquittal sparked outrage. How could Caylee Anthony walk free? The question lingered, a dark cloud over the case. Caylee was gone, and no one held accountable. The nation mourned the little girl with the bright smile. Justice, it seemed, had failed. Where is Caylee Anthony now? A life in hiding. After her acquittal, Caylee Anthony retreated from the public eye. She became one of the most hated women in America. People whispered her name, their voices filled with anger and disgust. Caylee was a pariah, forced to live in the shadows. She drifted from place to place, taking on odd jobs. She tried to outrun her past, but the shadow of Caylee's death followed her everywhere. She couldn't escape the whispers, the accusing stares. Despite the notoriety, Caylee remained a mystery. She gave few interviews, offering glimpses into her life but never revealing her true thoughts or feelings. Was she a master manipulator, as some believed, or a victim of circumstance, forever marked by tragedy? Shocking accusations. Caylee Anthony speaks out. Years of silence were broken. In 2022, Caylee Anthony agreed to participate in a Peacock docuseries. For the first time, she would tell her story on her own terms. The nation held its breath, waiting for answers. What would Caylee say? Would she finally admit guilt, or would she offer a new version of events? The docuseries sent shockwaves through America. Caylee made explosive allegations against her father, George Anthony. She claimed he was responsible for Caylee's death, alleging he had staged a drowning to cover up an accident. She even accused him of sexual abuse. The public was stunned. Was Caylee telling the truth, or was this a desperate attempt to shift blame and salvage her reputation? The accusations divided public opinion, fueling the flames of a controversy that had never truly died. George and Cindy Anthony, seeking truth and justice. The allegations against George Anthony were devastating. He had always maintained his innocence, proclaiming his love for his granddaughter. Now he was accused of unspeakable acts. The pain was etched on his face, the toll of years of scrutiny and suspicion evident. George and Cindy Anthony, Caylee's grandparents, refused to let Caylee's accusations stand. They agreed to participate in a lie detector test for an A&E special. They wanted to clear their names and defend their family's honor. The nation watched as George and Cindy answered questions about Caylee's death. The tension was palpable. Would the lie detector tests reveal the truth? Or would the mystery of Caylee Anthony deepen? The answers, like always, seemed just out of reach. Despite the years that have passed, Caylee Anthony remains a polarizing figure. Public opinion is still sharply divided. Some believe she is a cold-blooded killer who escaped justice. Others see her as a victim, wrongly accused and forever scarred by tragedy. Caylee has tried to move on, to build a new life, but the past continues to haunt her. She is recognized everywhere she goes, the whispers following her like a curse. The internet is filled with vitriol, strangers spewing hate and judgment. The weight of public scrutiny is heavy. It's a constant reminder of the little girl who lost her life and the mystery that remains unsolved. Can Caylee Anthony ever truly escape the shadow of her past? Or will she forever be defined by the case that captivated a nation? In a move that shocked many, Caylee Anthony reportedly pitched a reality show about her life. The show would offer a glimpse into her daily routine, her struggles, and her attempts to rebuild. It was a risky move, sure to ignite controversy. Television executives were hesitant. While the show had the potential to be a ratings hit, it came with a hefty price tag public backlash. Would viewers tune in to watch a woman accused of murdering her daughter try to rehabilitate her image, or would they turn away in disgust? The proposed show sparked a debate about the ethics of entertainment. Was it right to give Caylee Anthony a platform, a chance to profit from her notoriety? Or was it exploiting a tragedy for financial gain? The questions lingered, highlighting the complex moral dilemmas that often arise in the wake of high-profile crimes. Despite the trial, the documentaries, and the countless hours of news coverage, the question remains, what happened to Caylee Anthony? The official verdict may be in, but the truth remains elusive. Did Caylee accidentally drown, as the defense argued, or was she murdered by her own mother? The evidence is circumstantial, open to interpretation. Theories abound, each more disturbing than the last, but concrete answers are nowhere to be found. The lack of closure haunts the case. Without definitive answers, the speculation continues. The internet is a breeding ground for conspiracy theories, each more outlandish than the last. The truth, it seems, is lost in a maze of conflicting accounts and unanswered questions. The Caylee Anthony case left an indelible mark on the Anthony family. Caylee's death shattered their world, leaving behind a void that could never be filled. The trial, the accusations, and the media frenzy tore them apart, exposing their deepest wounds for the world to see. George and Cindy Anthony, once a united front, found themselves at odds. The strain of grief and suspicion took its toll. Their relationship, once a source of strength, became strained. Their pain compounded by the loss of their granddaughter and the accusations leveled against their family. The Anthony family became a symbol of dysfunction, their lives dissected and analyzed by strangers. Their grief was public, their pain on display for the world to see. Years later, the scars remain, a testament to the devastating impact of tragedy and the long shadow it casts on those left behind. The Caylee Anthony case continues to captivate the public imagination. Years after the trial, it remains a topic of conversation, a source of endless fascination. But why? What is it about this case that continues to hold us in its grip? Perhaps it's the mystery. The lack of definitive answers leaves us searching for explanations, trying to piece together the puzzle. We crave closure, a sense of resolution. But in the case of Caylee Anthony, that closure remains elusive. Or maybe it's the characters. Caylee Anthony is an enigma, a complex figure who defies easy categorization. Is she a victim or a villain? A master manipulator or a deeply troubled young woman? The ambiguity fuels our fascination, inviting us to judge and analyze, to search for answers in the depths of human behavior. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain. The Caylee Anthony case is a story that will not be forgotten. It is a story about loss, about justice, and about the enduring power of family secrets. It is a story that continues to resonate with us, reminding us of the fragility of life and the dark side of human nature.